know that I know that and sort of walked out players the coin toss and stuff. There's a presentation after.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So I might roll into it because they're going to be big deal about it.
Yeah. And then, half time.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Olympic Village for tonight's NPL and MND charity clash between Heidelberg United, Alexander, and Avondale FC. Tonight is, of course, a very special occasion as we come together as a football community to support MND Victoria, standing beside former player and club legend Andrew Gilbert in battle for the Euro position. As a player practice, everyone else will notice we're wearing some special MND fundraising shirts. These shirts give the option after the game. So we encourage everyone to get involved and support this very important cause. Be sure to get involved in tonight's match day activations around the ground. Visit the MND Victoria pop-up store, check out the Angel Group pop-up, enjoy the kids zone, of course, including our ice cream bag. Grab your tickets in the roaming car pool, and please don't miss out on our Pick to Win competition.
give you a thumbs up if we're starting. Or, yeah. Yeah, we'll just go by. We'll go by what feel. I mean, we'll go by feel at the time. Yeah.
But it's not even up yet, the street.
Still got a bit more time, hopefully it comes through.
What's that? What do you use that for?
This is my building this year. I was going to make a printed template that's just like gold and cards. I used to try and write them like next to their names.
Yeah, but it gets a bit messy.
And then like you pull it out of the pocket and it's like,
Yeah.
quite annoying. Like trying to write through sort of in the pockets there, and then it makes no space. And there's a reading lamp out here. It's a little bit dark.
Yeah, a little bit. It's not bad though.
It's not sometimes smelly sides.
Yeah. They're streaming the game themselves. You see.
Yeah. Streaming calls.
Well, we're fucked if it doesn't get up because everyone's just going to watch their one.
Yeah.
Blakey.
Blakey's back. Harold the other one. Get set up for me, boys.
Struggling with all of them because none of them have footage. Like usually by now you see them back.
Yeah, that's the same situation.
But ours isn't even up.
They should have footage as well. Like maybe
So too many fucking
too many games on Friday night. That's all. Too many Friday night games.
Help us level the playing field. Sign the parliamentary petition today to fuel the growth and fund the game.
song at the moment, this one. Sits in the back of the car. And she see her saying, think about us. It's the artist. Fucking fun. Think about us. It's so funny. Just look at your brain. Just see it. That's fun. This is my favourite.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're just 5 minutes away from the kickoff.
What's the issue they've got? Because you can't, like, you can choose Sunday's game on here, but it's not even up.
Oh, so they've taken it off.
Number 5, Matthew Reed. Number 10, Bruno Federoli. Number 11, Max Green. Number 13,
Yeah, it's not even here.
Number 14, Blake Carpenter. Number 22, Stefan Valentini. Number 23, Christian Trajewski. And number 24, Edwin Rosemore. On the bench for Avondale FC, number 6, Marcus Fernandez. Number 9, Rob Ott. Number 20,
You can't even choose it on here.
Number 33, Leon Galazar. Number 40, Luis Alvarez. And number 77, Seta Marai. Lining up for the home team, Heidelberg United FC Alexander. In goals, number 1, Yaron Souza. Number 3, captain, Benjamin Collins. Number 9, Ryan Leffeling. Number 6, Anthony Lesiotis. Number 7, Fletcher Fulton. Number 8, Marcus Humbert. Number 10, Asani Yokokawa. Number 15, Chop Dowd. Number 16, Nicholas Duarte. Number 17, Jay McGowan. And number 18, Anthony Theo. On the bench for Heidelberg today, number 2, Carl O'Sullivan. Number 14, Akil Rafi. Number 19, Joseph Lee. Number 20, Max Passetto.
Stream 5 games at the same time on the Friday night.
And number 22, Ashton Bonsall.
I'm just surprised you can't actually choose the game. It's happened before where they had it on private. They forgot to turn it to public. Which Chris recognised those.
We have to just do it.
Fucking hate that. Fucking big game too. So,
Friday night football in the Senol NPL Victoria men's competition, 3rd versus 4th in the league tonight in the MMD Victoria fundraiser game. And after being held in their last outing at home by Altona, Heidelberg hit back in a big way, 3-0 winners at Fraser Rise against Caroline Springs George Cross last week. They arrived tonight in 3rd place on the table. For Avondale, a slow start in the league, but they've hit form, 3-1 winners against Melbourne City last week. Key players look to be hitting their straps at the right time. They progressed in the Cup on Tuesday, and we'll just pause for a moment's silence for Anzac Day, which will be commemorated tomorrow around Australia.
lest we forget.
Well, thanks for your company on the broadcast tonight. I'm Steve Curtin, and to describe this one alongside me, it's my pleasure, as always, to welcome to the gantry Mr. Mark Ivkovic. Good evening, Mark.
Good evening, Steve. Absolutely massive game coming up tonight. Two very good footballing sides, both in good form as well. So it's going to be an interesting hit out, as it always is between these two sides.
That's right, and we've got Ange Gutzoulis out there, a legend at Heidelberg, a successful player for many years in Victorian football and the National Soccer League. He was a star over at the Football Kings in New Zealand for a long time, amassed over 100 appearances in the National Soccer League. Shaggy, plenty of goals for him here at Olympic Village as well, and he is the ambassador of this particular fixture as he's out on the field for the coin toss. Here's Ange Gutzoulis to line up with our referee Adam Babkar and our captains Ben Collins and Bruno Fornaroli. Players in special MND awareness T-shirts today in the warm-ups and pre-game, and also of note, all proceeds from tonight's gate takings going towards research and support of those battling with motor neuron disease here through MND Victoria, a great cause, and it's fantastic to see NPL Victorian clubs Heidelberg and Avondale supporting this, and not only that, many other clubs around Victoria have put their hand in their pocket as well to raise funds for tonight, and it's great to see Ange out there as a great spokesperson. He's been on Heidelberg's social media channels as he makes his way off the pitch. The coin toss completed, and let's take a quick look at those starting lineups. And for John Anastasiadis, he makes no change to that side as Ange comes off the pitch to a round of applause in front of us from everyone here in the venue. It's great to see Ange out there to do the coin toss tonight. Let's look at that Heidelberg United side. Yaron Souza in goal, Anthony Theo, Ben Collins the captain, Ryan Lethlean and Fletcher Fulton. Across the defence in midfield, it's Anthony Lesiotis, who turned 26 this week, Marcus Humbert, Sahi Yokokawa will play in the number 10 role, Chock Dow on the left, Jay McGowan, who's in good scoring form, will play down the right, Nico Duarte to lead the line. There's just one change for Jonathan Germano, with George Ott dropping to the bench and Ute Towns coming back into midfield. So they line up with Gibson in goal, the back four as Wellsmore, Flotman, the captain Reed and Carpenter, who scored that stunning free kick last week. Midfield three of Muir, Townsend, Trajczewski, Bruno Fornaroli leading the line, Max Green lining up on the left flank and Stefan Valentini on the right-hand side. Last time they met, Mark, this game was a beauty. Can we expect something similar again tonight, perhaps?
I think so. You know, like I said, both teams in form. A little bit to play for, because whoever wins will temporarily go on top of the table until tonight's finished. So, and if the results go either team's way as well, they could end up there on top by the end of the weekend. So, interesting clash. But, yeah, huge news. George Ott dropping to the bench tonight. It's the first time we haven't seen the Ott-Fornaroli partnership this season.
So it's taken us 10 weeks, but we've seen an adjustment to that starting attacking lineup for Avondale. As here's the man who scored the double last week, McGowan on the ball, and Wellsmore, an early touch for him. He gave it straight up to his direct opponent. You can see that great banner that's been put up there for Ange Gutzoulis. Shaggy, number 10, behind the goal that Gibson is keeping in front of tonight in the first half.
Really good turnout tonight as well for this very, very great occasion that both clubs have organised.
So touch for Carpenter. He's able to use Flotman to play the ball forward. Collins looking to make amends for that send-off last time he played Avondale tonight. And also when they played here as well earlier during last season. Oh, it might break here. Humbert is putting the pressure on, and it's going to be a goal kick. So Avondale playing with fire there.
Yeah, a little bit too casual there. Very slow to try and work their way out of that high Heidelberg press. Unusual mistake by Flotman. It's been rock solid at the back so far this season for Avondale.
Well, they'll play out again here through Reid. Bit of space for Wellsmore, but he's closed down quickly by Lesiotis. So Max Green looks like he's starting on the right-hand side tonight. Valentini on the left, so changing it up from how they lined up last week. But one thing was the same, that same kickoff routine that they punted it into touch straight away. They didn't even really get the numbers up the flank like they did last week and in an earlier game when we've seen them deploy that as well, Avondale. Wellsmore looking for Green, well read by Fulton. Doesn't take any chances and just knocks it into touch.
A little bit of a different approach, as you can see, going forward tonight. So Wellsmore pushed very high then, and Max Green making that inside run.
Trycheski. Well read by Matthew Reid. Wellsmore very compressed in this corner of the field at the moment. Players from both sides, and Trycheski just runs out of room. On the subs bench tonight for John Anastasiadis, Carlo Sullivan's back into the squad. Also on the bench, Akiel Raffi, Joseph Lee, Max Pacetto, Ethan Sardellis, and the sub-keeper Ashton Bonsell. For Jonathan Germano on the bench tonight, Marcus Vakranis, George Ott, Dylan Jacoupy, Luis Alvarez is the sub-keeper, Saita Murray, and Leon Alizard gets an opportunity on the bench after playing in the win against Werribee City of VPL 2 in the Cup on Tuesday night.
Yeah, Heidelberg's gone very aggressive with their press tonight.
So that'll test out Avondale. Look at Fulton there getting stuck right in. Adam Babkar decides to award the free kick.
It's intelligent play by Fulton. Read that play well and then saw the danger of Max Green and made sure he outmuscled him to that ball.
It's a good matchup so far. Fulton, the 23-year-old, against Green, the 22-year-old.
What a signing he's been, Max Green. Real live wire in the NPL, coming down from Canberra.
That one didn't quite stay in play. So much football going on tonight across Melbourne. We'll do our best to keep you abreast of all the scores around the grounds. We might have to do, if you don't want to know the scores, look away warnings, but might be a chance to get on the board here for Fulton, who can cut it back to the top of the box. And Matthew Reid, an expert bit of defending, and it might have been offside in any case, so he was well positioned nonetheless there. It opened up for Heidelberg very quickly, though.
Great interlink play there by Heidelberg. Really picked Avondale apart there. That's what they're so good at, Heidelberg, those quick passing movements. And creating chances hasn't been a problem for them this season. It's just putting them away that's been the issue.
Gibson almost under-hitting the pass to Reid, and then Reid doing the same back in exchange. Yokokawa, Duarte presented with a great chance, and he can't make the most of it. It's cleared off the line. Well played by Patrick Flotman to save the day, but it might not be clear yet for Avondale.
Jeez, if Avondale made a mess of that defensively, Heidelberg made a mess of that offensively. So how that ball hasn't found the back of the net, Matt Reid will be thanking his lucky stars. Duarte's got to finish, so you hit it straight at Flotman. Just need to hit it either side of him. Even Yokokawa needs to be quicker to react to that. That has to be 1-0 Heidelberg.
Oh, good positioning by Flotman there. He might be auditioning as a goalkeeper. Doesn't even need any hands. That was very well done by him. But as you say, Duarte, he probably should have done better there. 4 goals in the league and 1 in the cup so far for him this season. And he really should have 5 in the league after that opportunity. Plenty of home fans in here. We're ready to roar. They might get another chance here. Humbert receiving from Chalkdale. He gets the ball into the box early. Yokokawa! The vertical leap was outstanding and the accuracy was almost on point as well.
What a ball in from Humbert. Pinpoint accuracy. Probably just jumped a little bit too early there. Geez, Heidelberg ultra aggressive tonight. Really got Avondale on the ropes in this opening 7 minutes.
It just seems like they're pouncing on any half chance that is presented to them at the moment. Here's Muir, the Perth product that plays a central defender, but he's been lining up as a defensive mid. You can see his role in the build-up here, dropping in between the two centre-backs to try and get something going forward. And it's a good incisive pass to find Max Green as well. Look at Ben Collins there. He's straight out of that defensive line to clear the danger away. So it looks like Muir's playing the more deeper lying role and allowing Yite Towns, who's made his return to the matchday squad in the starting 11 in the league tonight after missing out with injury and unavailability of late. It looks like Muir's going to be the deeper lying player of the two. I suppose that makes sense. Look at Trycheski here. He floated into the box, but the ball was just not enough angle on it to direct it. Aaron Souza. Well, we hope you're enjoying the start to this contest, wherever you're tuning in on the Senol NPL Victoria live stream. Steve Curtin and Mark Ivkovic with you for Friday night football. It's third versus fourth in the league tonight. And the rivalry between these two sides, it's been building and building during last year. Can only increase this year, we hope, as neutrals and fans of this competition and these two clubs going toe-to-toe. Here's Fulton receiving from Dow, getting into the penalty area. Well played, Jacob Muir getting across to cover. Concedes the corner kick, though, so the first corner of the evening will go to the Burgers. Marcus Humbert over to take.
It's been a blessing in disguise for Avondale that Towns was out injured and allowed Muir to step into that defensive midfield role. You can see there how good his defensive work is.
So it's a good asset to Jonathan Germano. Really good off-season signing. Missed the start of the season through injury. Ball in by Humbert is a good one. Yokokawa flew highest. In fact, it was Duarte. Got a good piece of that. Wasn't far away. The second headed attempt just past the post for the Burgers.
Wasn't far away at all. It's a great header, actually. Just whisked past that post.
Good timing.
Yeah, a lot
Placement
of
was almost there.
power behind it as well. Avondale really playing with fire here.
Yeah, Duarte nearly winning it back from Reed. It's almost a carbon copy of what we saw moments earlier. Avondale determined to play out from the back.
You know, sometimes it's better not to be stubborn and just recognise the danger that's there tonight. You know, obviously they're feeling the pressure as well, under-hit passes. Just clear your lines for the next couple of goal kicks. Get some confidence back into your defensive shape.
That ball then was almost cleared into the Darebin Creek eventually as the fourth official supplies us with another match ball. Chock Dow is making tracks. Jay McGowan out wide right. Chance for Green, who's been everywhere so far tonight. He's now out wide left. He's got Bruno Fornaroli in the middle. We haven't really seen Fornaroli on the ball yet tonight. Left lane and Fulton, who's been marauding forward from that left-back position. There's a touch for Jonathan Germano. Still only 37 years of age, relatively young for a manager.
Relatively young in life too, Steve.
Here's Muir looking to step through the Heidelberg defensive block.
Just can't settle on the ball at the moment, Avondale.
There's Anthony Theo, the hero of last week, with that key moment that unlocked the Georgies' defence to get the opener. Well, the home fans certainly wanted a free kick there for Duarte, who's having a bit to say to the assistant referee over on the far side there. Thomas Rushton copping an earful.
I think he's got every right to be a bit upset about that. Look at Duarte.
And he's still going on with it too.
It's pretty obvious from our vantage point that he was being held that whole time by Flopman. Thought even before he fell to the ground that it was going to be called as a foul. Adam Bavkar had a better position than we do up here.
Adam Bavkar letting the game flow. It's just smashed forward by left lane. Wellsmore's back there. It's a decent first touch, and that'll be a free kick. That was more cleaned up by Choctaw, who might be in trouble here. He's put his hand up to call for the trainer straight away, Choctaw.
Yeah, there's like a bit of knee on shin contact there.
And the trainer is on for Heidelberg. Oh, this is concerning for Choctaw. So early in this contest, he's in a bit of trouble here, you fancy.
Yeah, hand went up straight away.
Grabbed at the left knee. Yes, the left knee is the concern here for Choctaw. If it was a contact injury, it might be something that's just a bit of a stinger, but rather than something that happened without any contact would possibly be worse, but he's just going to go through his assessments here with the trainer.
Avondale will be relieved. A little bit of breathing space with this stoppage in play.
Yeah, looking pretty toey down there on the Avondale technical area. Everyone's out of their seats, pacing around.
35 assistant coaches that they've got down there.
It's a big support staff there for Jonathan Germano. Some high-profile figures in there. Michael Theo, the goalkeeping coach. Shane Rex-Heppy, the assistant. A word of advice for Jacob Muir, who's been one of the busiest players for Avondale so far when they've been in possession. Choctaw's going to make his way over to the sidelines here. So, I've seen some substitutes being sent to warm up. So they're going to continue with 10 for the moment, and Choctaw is moving a little bit better now. It might be okay to come back on here. It might have just been one of those contact injuries that just really stung in the moment.
Yeah, it seems okay.
Might be able to save making that sub. And Choctaw's back out there, so it's back to 11 v 11. Here's Carpenter trying to get the low ball into the box. It was a decent one. Fulton's clearance was important because Valentini was lurking behind him. Muir tried Chesky. Oh, marshalled by all those yellow shirts swarming around him, and his pass is out of play as he tried to find Valentini. Not the first time tonight. Avondale running out of room down there at that Southern Road end of the venue in front of the big digital scoreboard.
It's really one of the keys for Heidelberg defensively tonight is try and nullify Blake Carpenter's crosses into the box. He's probably one of the most informed players in the competition at the moment. His delivery into the area is sensational.
Lesiotis and his Dowd. We can test out how that knee's functioning. Looks like he's moving pretty well. Souza are a long way out of his goal, and Collins is in plenty of space. So I'm saying Collins sent off for that goal line handball at Avenger Park in round 24 last year, and then when they played each other here, it was a memorable night for Heidelberg, 3-1 winners, but he was the unfortunate scorer of an own goal late in the game. The ball played into the box by Yite Towns, coming off the unfortunate Collins and into the goal right near the end to confirm that they wouldn't quite be able to hang on for that clean sheet. That match was 1 day ago tomorrow.
There you go.
25th of April, Anzac Day match last year. Duarte. He finds space for the shot here. Humbert! Oh, it opened up for him. A real scramble. Gibson is jumping on the ball, and there's a bit of hostilities here as Yokikawa was getting stuck into his opponent, and the players are coming from everywhere here. Gibson still on the ground. What did you make of that, Mark?
It was a bit hard to see. Very frantic goalmouth scramble there. What I'd love to see one day, though, Steve, is what those goal line clearance, melee situations does not occur. It always seems to happen if, the goalkeeper and the striker go for the ball at the same time. It ends up in a little melee.
No one's really at fault. They're both just contending for the ball, right? It was Humbert there. Flotman was the one coming in to close him down. It's Reed and Duarte, who are the players who've been picked by Adam Babcock, have a few words.
Just these last 10 minutes have really worked into Avondale's favour. Very stop-start, lengthy stoppages as well. taken the sting out of the game a little bit. It's going to be a fair bit of stoppage time for this first half, I think.
Yeah, well, first the injury to Chock Dow, and now the trainer out there again. This time for Avondale, for Jack Gibson. So he's been in good form of late. He made an outstanding save last week from a set-piece situation.
It's a good test for Avondale tonight. They've started to find their rhythm a little bit now. All these new signings have started to really grow into the competition. It's a good indication of where they're at tonight.
Yeah, we knew they were going to take a little bit of time. The amount of turnover of plays in the off-season for Avondale was about as hefty as you could ever expect to see.
Not just that, they signed a lot from interstate of players that we've never seen play before as well. Some of them have been really excellent signings. Flopman, for me, one of the best centre-backs in the competition this season. Max Green, very, very good attacker. Certainly found his feet the last couple of weeks as well. Wasn't in the starting lineup for the first probably 6 weeks, and then has worked his way into the team.
So 0-0 here in NPL Victoria men's competition, Friday night football, and Heidelberg have definitely had the best chances so far. Duarte with a shot that was cleared off the line by Patrick Flopman with his head. That player you just mentioned, Mark, has been such a good recruit. A lot of them taking time to get up to the speed of NPL Victoria or get full fitness or return from injuries. He's been in there since day one in that first game against South Melbourne, and yeah, found his feet very quickly in the competition.
Yeah, we think that game he stood out that afternoon as well.
I thought Jacob Ewer might not be able to get a slot in the team. He was there that day on the sidelines biding his time, and then they found a spot for him in midfield. And the other team news leading into this one that was significant was George Ott was dropped down to the bench, so Fornaroli out there leading the line without second striker playing alongside of him or adjacent to him, as we've seen for Avondale so far this season. Here's Trycheski. Bit of space here for Muir. Mate Carpenter drifting inboard to get on the end of that one. You can't miss him in the bright orange boots. So Avondale just trying to find a way to play through this well-organised defensive shape that John Anastasiadis and the Heidelberg team are able to line up in.
Got away with that. Matt Reid, a bit of a heavy touch. Yokokawa nearly pounced on it.
Valentini's coughed it up here to Fletcher Fulton. McGowan, the danger man of late, has turned it over. Anastasiadis has got another chance here. Duarte dropping deep to pick it up. Humbert, who's been drifting a little bit to the left as this Gibson is making the save. Humbert got a good piece of that. Gibson down well, so he's bounced back well from that injury concern a short time ago, Gibson, and he had to be on there, and he was.
Jeez, they're really picking them apart, Heidelberg, aren't they, this Avondale defence? These short, quick passes. And the turnovers in the middle of the park is what's killing Avondale at the moment in this game. Just when they think they've played out of that first line of press, then pounces that next wave of pressing.
Just like that third Heidelberg goal last week against Georgie's, was quick turnover, and then there's players queuing up, ready to be in space to run onto a quick through pass.
Just surprised Avondale haven't reacted to this press, because this is Heidelberg's bread and butter to set up this way.
A little pirouette from Fornaroli after a receive from Towns, and then Trycheski. Another little swivel from the Uruguayan come Socceroo. Fulton taken out by Valentini. Easy decision for referee Vavkar there, especially when it's in front of Heidelberg's technical area.
That's when you know Avondale's a little bit rattled when they're making fouls like that. A bit of frustration coming out.
0-0 here, but Heidelberg holding all the ace cards as Collins plays this one through to Anthony Theo, who's made in the running from right back. There's a good challenge from Green over there, but Heidelberg back in possession again. Green working overtime now in the defensive side of things. McGowan. Lesiotis closed down quickly. It's congested over there. Lesiotis finds a bit more space now and he floats it into Yokokawa. And his second attempt on goal with his head tonight. It's the same result. It's only marginally off target. And Avondale are living dangerously here. It's lucky for them that they're not behind already.
Just going to find the back of the net there, Steve. Again, another great chance created by Heidelberg. Just felt like he jumped probably that second too early. Couldn't control the header down. They just go across Gibson's goal, not to that near post. Some ball into the box though.
Absolute quality from Anthony Lesiotis with the cross. Deserved a goal just for the quality of the ball in. Here's Collins.
Finding it really easy to break the lines at the moment, Heidelberg as well. Not much press coming from Avondale towards that Heidelberg defence.
Collins was tearing away from Tchaikovsky, who's the judge to have brought him down just as or after he played the ball. Lesiotis acting as the deep-lying playmaker for the moment. Now Collins, and this is McGowan on the far side. Heidelberg trying to get the overloads on the flanks, but Blake Carpenter's looking to get forward now.
Really good work right there from Anthony Theo. He was on his bike straight away, recognised the danger.
He seems like a player high on confidence. He had some standout moments last week with the assist, and he had a shot that hit the woodwork from 25 or 30 yards out prior to that as well.
So quite achiever in this Heidelberg side, isn't he, Anthony Theo? Always called upon to plug a gap and does his job every time he puts on that Heidelberg shirt.
Sort of your classic NPL Victoria multi-position player. Often lining up as a central midfielder in the cup and doing well there, and then weekends sometimes slotting into different roles in the defence.
They always tend to be those real clubmen as well. It's never really a fresh face that is Mr. Fix-It. It's always the guy that's been there for 10 or so years.
Well, he's well and truly someone that you can count on. Here's Anthony Theo, the 27-year-old, over 100 games experience in NPL Victoria under his belt now.
I guess he'd be the only face that's still here pre-Anastasiadis coming into the club.
And they've really rejuvenated the squad, even from last year. You look at this particular fixture last year. We'll just pause that for the moment as Duarte, the striker, is getting back doing the defensive work. It was definitely not a striker's challenge. It was very clean. I was just saying, when they met at this venue last year, the goal scorers at Heidelberg, Bourgeois, Jamal Ali, Sebit Noor, all of those players gone.
All of those players played on the right-hand side as well. Jawach was central, but Ali and Sebit Noor on that right-hand side. Very different looking right-hand side tonight for Heidelberg. It's about 30 goals within the season missing there.
Well, they've chopped and changed that right-hand side with that right-back position a lot this season. We've seen O'Sullivan used there. We're seeing Anthony Theo now.
Yeah, so I think O'Sullivan's just returning from injury. He's been a really good addition to this Heidelberg side. I've been impressed by him.
The other player out on the right side at times, Joseph Lee. He's on the bench tonight as well. Off-season signing from Auckland City in New Zealand. Tchaikovsky trying to play architect here. Good header by that man we were just talking about, Theo. No nonsense from Collins.
Look how high that defensive line goes up straight away as well. There's about four Avondale players offside now.
So Avondale are throwing a few players forward ahead of the ball to try and occupy the Heidelberg defenders. There's almost 4 blue shirts in a line next to the Heidelberg back 4 between Green, Valentini, Trycheski and also Fornaroli. Foot race here between Green and Fulton. Green's got to hope it stays in. He tries the back heel. It came off Fulton, who's going to scrap for it with Wellsmore. He was outnumbered 2-on-1 there briefly, was Fulton, but he got some support from Anthony Lesiotis. And it's a poor clearance straight to Trycheski, and this might open the door for Avondale. Oh, Valentini slipped just at the crucial moment. Duarte, he's got only Yokokawa ahead of him, 1v1 with Matt Reid. It's a good first touch, but it just took him a little bit backwards, and Reid was able to recover. So a real arm wrestle in the centre of the park now after Heidelberg had the early chances. Here's McGowan looking to take on Carpenter. What a matchup that is. 2 in-form players. What a hit that was from Blake Carpenter last week to score from the set-piece opportunity. 2 goals to him this season, both from set pieces. Direct free kicks. That's more than he scored last year, and he had an injury-riddled year last year. He's enjoying himself this year and hitting some form and confidence as Blake Carpenter, the Avondale left-back. Good positioning from Fulton. Shockdown runs out of room. So, best part of half an hour gone here. Heidelberg, are they going to be kicking themselves that they didn't take some of those early chances, Mark?
It's been the story of their season, really, Steve. You know, week after week, they create so many really good opportunities. Just, you know, at times can't find the back of the net, and it has.
Here's Fornaroli. Great first touch off the chest. Link up with Wellsmore, who's got forward from right back. In fact, it was Max Green supporting Fornaroli. Trycheski now. Green can get the cross in first time. He decides to do so. Valentini, good vertical leap from him, but it's just straight onto the chest of Yaron Souza.
There's, you know, the number of missed opportunities they've had has started to catch up with them in games this season. We saw against Altona Magic that, you know, they should have won that game 5-0, but drew it 2-2 right at the death. And the Melbourne City game as well created a number of opportunities.
And how costly could those outcomes be when added up at the end of the season, perhaps?
You can't fault their approach. You know, the build-up play is really good, creating so many opportunities. But we just mentioned, you know, those players that aren't here anymore. As I said, it's roughly off the top of my head 30 goals there. Jamal Ali from right back, they don't have any replacement to that. Sepi Noor flying in the A-League now. Buljawach 20-plus goals in the league. Very, very hard to replace those type of players.
That really is a roll call of absolute superstars, those 3 of last season. Just going a little bit scrappy as we do approach the half-hour mark here now. Theo, Yokokawa, bit of space for Choctaw. Wellsmore getting an all-important foot in. Such a big and healthy crowd here tonight to support the home side, Heidelberg. A few travelling fans in blue, but everyone getting behind the cause MND Victoria fundraiser game tonight. But if Heidelberg can break the deadlock, there'll be an almighty roar down at the left of screen. If they can put one away before half-time, they'll feel like they should have already, and they might be able to conjure up something here. Fulton across the face of the goal. It just needed a touch from someone, and there was no one there to get on the end of it at the back post.
McGowan needed to be there, not out wide to pick up that loose ball.
Well, he might still be on here. Theodoropoulos. McGowan gets the ball into the 6-yard box, but it's way too close to Gibson, and the man in the all-aqua is going to try and feed it out here to Green. Fighting hard for it with Lesiotis. Fornaroli wanted to put that one out in front of Blake Carpenter, but it came off the wrong side of his shoe, I think.
So good at those recovery runs, Lesiotis. You see him on his bike straight away. Always wins the ball when he dives in for a challenge as well. Times his tackles to perfection.
It's a good ball from Reid this time to pick out Wellsmore. He's got Green ahead of him. sure on the decision-making process there. Maybe looking for Fornaroli, but he's never going to be able to win that in the air against the oncoming Aaron Souza.
Score update from around the grounds. Preston Lions have taken the lead away to Green Gully. Green Gully down to 10 men as well after half an hour. Can't catch a break at the moment.
Well read by Lethlean. And when it's not going your way, it's really not going your way out at Keilor Downs. The faithful in green and white will be hoping that new manager Andy Vargas can turn things around. He's got time on his side. It's only around 10, but it's got a long wait until the transfer window opens, and then time can tick by pretty quickly as your rivals keep picking up points and you're stuck at the foot of the table with just 3 draws this year only.
Familiar name to Avondale viewers. Spent a lot of time at Avondale over the last 7 years.
Yeah, it was almost only fitting that he coach against his former mate in the dugout, Zoran Markowski, in his first game coaching Green Gully, his club where he played so much good football when he was a fraction younger. So, yeah, plenty of football going on tonight. The Dandenong Derby, St Albans versus South Melbourne. South Melbourne fresh off their trip to Fiji. Oakley Cannons and the Bentley Greens out in the southeast as well. It's a stacked Friday night fixture, that's for sure. This game at the moment's been stacked with opportunities for Heidelberg, but it's not been stacked with goals. We're still 0-0 here, and maybe Avondale could make Heidelberg pay for their missed opportunities. Here's Muir. Wellsmore. Plenty of yellow shirts back to defend behind the ball here. Carpenter decides to get the ball into the box. Might almost sit for Green, but away by Lesiotis. Quick to pick up those second balls and try and turn defence into attack. And it's a rare errant touch by Sahi Yokokawa.
Just wonder if it was the right decision to drop Georgia, in particular for this game. You feel like they kind of need that outlet, Avondale, at the moment. Just a few balls over the top to break this compact press that Heidelberg's applied. And if you've got George up there, he's so good at bringing the ball down, and then Fornaroli can feed off him. Just don't seem to have that outlet at the moment. And they're trying to play between the lines, but just getting picked off every time they try and do it. It's probably the first bit of possession that they've had throughout the game.
And they're trying to show a bit of patience here, but the pressing from Heidelberg has forced them to go all the way back to Jack Gibson.
And that's a win, really, there for Heidelberg. They're slowly gaining some territory there, Avondale. Yeah, they've still kept the ball, but they've forced them all the way back. Now they can really set up for that press again.
Well, Heidelberg, one of, if not the most organised team in the league with their press. So it's a test for Avondale here. Good ball by Towns. Fornaroli now in a good pocket of space. He's going to shoot from distance. It bounced awkwardly in front of Souza, but he was well and truly equal to the attempt. That's the first real shot on anger for Aaron Souza to have to save tonight, coming 10 minutes before half-time.
It was a good little patch of play there for Avondale. Yes, they did get forced back, but quickly turned up that ball speed to play through that press, got through it. Fornaroli's eyes lit up for a moment there, a little bit of space to work with.
A bit more like the Avondale of last year, would you say, Mark?
Yeah. But just surprised that they're not pressing this Heidelberg defence themselves. You know, we have seen them make a few mistakes playing out from the back and have given away some cheap goals this season.
There's a few players have slipped at times tonight as well, so you never know when you could be presented with a half chance out of nothing if you keep the pressure on the opposition's defence.
Yeah. Even the referee, Adam Bafka, brave man to go with those grass cutters tonight.
Is that the technical name?
Turf cutters, whatever they're called. No studs.
think we used to call them grass cuts when we used to grass cuts. But was that a brand name coming from one of the suppliers, perhaps?
Old man boots.
You know, you're getting old when you're wearing not able to even wear the firm ground stops anymore.
Really good atmosphere tonight, isn't it? Coming over from that grandstand.
It's good to hear the fans beating their drum. Plenty of Heidelberg fans made the trip out to Georgie's last week. It was their first meeting between those two clubs for such a long time, reoccurring their hostilities. Plenty of home fans in here tonight as well, but they just need a goal to cheer home tonight to put a smile on their faces at the moment in this MND fundraiser game.
How's the confidence on Ben Collins there? The old drag back up against Fornaroli.
Just turning into prime Johan Cruyff there as Ben Collins. That Heidelberg captain's armband does give you special powers, I'm being told.
Slowly working their way back into this Avondale. Can't expect Heidelberg's intensity to be on at all times. They're going to pick and choose their moments. It's gone 2-0 now for Preston.
Well, it's going to be a hard way back for Gully, down to 10 men and 2 goals down now. Johnny A showing us he's still got it there.
Never lost it. You can see Avondale's got no intention to press this Heidelberg defence, sitting right off. Which is understandable because Heidelberg is so good with the ball in that attacking third with their quick passes, but I feel like it's a bit of a missed opportunity.
Here's Yokokawa, forced all the way back, so the defensive shape for Avondale this time. 2 blocks of 4 with Fornaroli and Trycheski in front of them. Not much space between the back 4 and the midfield 4 either, only 5 or 6 metres probably, really. It's a pretty high line at the moment too, actually.
It's very compact, isn't it?
So Heidelberg trying to move around and trying to find space. Left lean's turn to try the Cruyff turn and try and play Heidelberg into attack. Lesiotis. McGowan, he's forced to go back. So hats off to Avondale here. They've not started this game like a house on fire, but they've started to come into their own a little bit here. Good leap, Duarte. Out left Flotman, and you don't see Flotman beaten in the air too much. Duarte, good use of the body as well. Here's Theo. Humbert. McGowan, good little 1-2 with Marcus Humbert. It's across the byline and out of play safely for Avondale. Well played again by Flotman there to use the body and shield it out of play.
There's a lot of strength about him for a young man. It's Marcus Humbert.
Just 21 years of age. Seems like something about him seems like he has more maturity than the average 21-year-old. I'm not sure what it is.
Slotted in seamlessly to this Heidelberg team.
Losing Moe Dara from their midfield. Big shoes to fill, but Humbert's had no problems coming in since the Australia Cup and filling into that midfield role that was vacated. It's another quality player that Heidelberg lost in the off-season. Schockdow, he's recovered from that knock to the knee early in the game. He's moving pretty well at the moment.
Yeah, but he hasn't had that same impact since he's gone down. They started the game like a house on fire, didn't he?
See now he's sort of drifting inboard. True, what the idea is, drifting inboard and maybe trying to allow more space for Fulton in the wide areas to overlap.
He's been trying to force it the last few minutes, Heidelberg as well. Also calm in possession earlier on.
Nice touch by Yokokawa and clever also by Humbert. Duate's header. Oh, it almost broke for Choctaw. He just couldn't react in time, and the moment goes for Heidelberg again.
Just didn't anticipate that properly. Choctaw, I think he expected Duarte to go for goal then. Didn't expect it to be a flick onto his feet.
Good passage of play by the Burgers. Fornaroli did pretty well, but he couldn't find Trycheski in the end. Now Fulton, very congested in that part of the field, puts it out in front of Choctaw. Wellsmore was always going to make that his. So as you mentioned, Mark, Choctaw not having the influence on the game, and Wellsmore's defensive work again winning out. Fulton, that's blocked off the boot. Everyone behind the ball in the blue shirts. Avondale look like they're keen to hang on to this 0-0 until half-time, in which there is 2 minutes plus added time. But as you mentioned, Mark, there'd probably be a little bit of added time for the injuries to Choctaw and Jack Gibson, which both saw multiple minute delays.
I wouldn't be surprised to see 4 or 5 minutes added on.
So set-piece opportunity here for Heidelberg. Jack Gibson organising his wall. Referee Adam Babcock moving him back the required 10 yards. There's 3 in the wall here for Avondale. Everyone back in defence to help out here for the Avengers.
Interesting to have a 3-man wall from that distance.
Choctaw's surely not going to be shooting from there as a right footer. Looking to set this one up for the likes of Lethlean and Collins, Duarte. It's Choctaw to the back posts. Too much pace on it. Collins has put that one out towards Catalina Street.
Just didn't get the bend on it. Choctaw was a little bit too straight as well.
It was almost like a driven goal kick almost, just about the way he struck that one.
It's better off having a shot from that distance.
Got a rebound or something perhaps.
It's good to see Avondale applying a bit of common sense now with their goal kicks. Especially at this time of the half.
Do you think that's an instruction that the coaching staff would say, once we get to 40 minutes, let's just send it?
I would dare say so. Something they would probably drill into and don't take any risks just before half-time.
Ute Towns trying a little bit too much flair. Trycheski with the chance, though, presented to him. Good challenge, Fulton, but it breaks for Muir. Towns with the chance to make amends here. Pressure from 2 yellow shirts. Space for Carpenter, who's drifted inboard again. Good touch, Valentini gets it into the box early. Clearance from Lethlean is straight up and down. Just the 3 minutes of added time, so not too long until the players disappear down the tunnel. Plenty of halftime entertainment coming up here as part of this MND Victoria benefit game. Might be able to get some of the commentators out there, Mark, to try some shots from halfway in the sneakers, perhaps.
Not for me, Steve. Too many bad memories out there.
Oh, well taken down by Theo. Space here for McGowan. He hasn't had the involvement that he would have liked. He gets the cross in early. Way too close to Gibson, though. And the 195-centimetre shot stoppers are easily able to come and claim that one. As the wafts of Suvalaki meat drift across the venue in the shadows of halftime, the canteen's going to be doing a roaring trade in the interval. Just a moment when Adam Babkar sounds the whistle for halftime.
It's the one issue with McGowan. You know, he's a very good footballer, just his consistency. You know, he comes works his way back into the lineup, has some really good performances, and then struggles at times when he's found his place in that lineup, and then the question marks come back on him. Not easy tonight coming up against an informed Carpenter. Just some of those deliveries tonight haven't been there. He'd be overhit.
We're looking forward to the second half when those two are on the broadcast side of the pitch, and we can have an excellent view from this fantastic broadcast facility here at the gantry on the Darabin Creek side of the venue. It's absolutely fantastic, as was that challenge from Yute Towns.
Much better than being stuck at the back of that grandstand.
No competition at all there from that position. So we hope you're enjoying these pictures. Catherine behind the camera giving you the best look at the action tonight, and this venue looks like an absolute pitcher. Just needs a goal to go in to bring the crowd to its feet. Maybe we could see one before halftime. Lesiotis, who can strike it from distance. He sets it up for Anthony Theo, and Yokokawa was there. And it's his third opportunity in this first half. And it's his third opportunity that's just gone past the post.
Again, another great opportunity created by Heidelberg. He's got to find the back of the net. Really, that would have been a perfect way to go into half-time. It's a great ball from Lesiotis. Great ball by Theo, first time across the face. Harder to miss that than to score it, really, by Yokokawa.
Almost just skidded off the grass a little quicker than he was expecting, and he didn't get there in time, which is not what you expect from Yokokawa. And at half-time in this match between third and fourth in the NPL Victoria men's competition tonight, the MMD fundraiser game, we're still without a goal. Heidelberg with the best chances. Yokokawa two-headed chances, and that chance just a moment ago with his outstretched left foot. All of them have just whistled past the post. Duarte with a great chance that was headed back off the line by Patrick Flotman, acting as a goalkeeper with no hands. And then Duarte with the headed chance that went just past the post as well. For Avondale, Bruno Fornaroli, one shot that pitched just in front of Yaron Sozer. He was equal to that, but they didn't really test out Heidelberg's defence in any meaningful way. Is that a fair assessment for you, Mark?
Yeah, I thought Heidelberg totally controlled that opening 45 minutes, bar probably 5-minute spell around the 35-minute mark where Avondale slowly worked their way into it, but still no real clear-cut opportunities besides Fornaroli's shot from distance. Heidelberg, really, they should be 3-0 up. They'll be kicking themselves that they haven't taken the lead. You can't fault their effort or their creativity, but Avondale have a fair bit of work to do in this second half to try and get back into it.
Well, as the players disappeared down the tunnel, followed by Adam Bavkar and the match officials, and the halftime entertainment and competitions is about to kick off in the centre of Olympic Village here. We'll take a short break and we'll be back to join you for the second 45 from Olympic Village in this Senol NPL Victoria Round 10 match. I'll have both myself, Steve Curtin, and Mark Yevgevich for your company for the second 45, and hopefully we'll get some goals at halftime in this one. Heidelberg 0, Avondale 0.
Don't forget to continue supporting the MND Victoria fundraiser throughout our raffle and activations. And a round of applause, of course, for our Kick to Win competition at half-time. And thanks, of course, congratulations also to our participants, Rihanna, Aaron and Emmanuel. Ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't already, make sure you visit the Kelly Pavilion for the best souvlaki in NPL Victoria, in all the Victorian football for that matter, or head up to the main stand and you'll see the Greek Beatles, George, Bill, Con, and of course John up there selling pork skewers, and of course you can get your beverages there as well. We're not far away from the second half resuming, ladies and gentlemen. Enjoy the match. Gazulas will be on the pitch again at full time to present a commemorative shield to tonight's winning team. Enjoy the second half.
Hello and welcome back to Olympic Village. Players back out there on the park for the second 45. Locked at 0-0 after the first half. Heidelberg with the better of the chances. A couple of chances for Nicholas Duarte, the most memorable one. Cleared off the line by Patrick Flotman. Two-headed chances for Asahi Yokokawa and one with his left foot at the end. All went past the post. Jack Gibson unbeaten still, as is Yaron Soes, who's only made that one save from Bruno Fornaroli, shooting from outside of the box. And looking at the starting 11, looks like there's no change to either side as Adam Bavkar gets us ready to get the ball rolling for the second 45. There's surely some goals to come as we get back underway here. Steve Curtin with you alongside me. Welcome back to the broadcast position for the second 45. Mark Ivkovic.
Thanks, Steve. Interesting, no changes to that Avondale 11. Wonder how long it is till we see George Ott come into the fray. I think Avondale's got their set piece routine. I saw Heidelberg try this last week. Didn't kind of work there. Rugby style flick up by Lesiotis and a kick.
There's one to go back and maybe clip up for the highlights reel, or maybe the bloopers reel. I'm not too sure as we look back on that kick-off from a moment ago. So Heidelberg attacking the southern road end of the venue, the right of your screen at home. We hope you're enjoying this wherever you're tuning in tonight. It's been a picture-perfect autumn day in Melbourne, getting into the mid-20s or low 20s again. It's dropped down to just 16 degrees here, so hopefully fans have packed enough warm clothes to stay comfortable for the second 45. But we did have the DJ in action a short time ago. People up and moving for that. And speaking of up and moving, Adam Bavkar's reaching for the pocket here. Yellow card coming out after that foul by Lesiotis on Ite Towns. Felt that one there, Towns.
Jinxed him in the first half, Lesiotis. Said at times his slide tackles to perfection. Timed that perfectly to get a yellow card.
Right under the nose of Adam Bavkar, that challenge.
Ball was there to be won. There was a heavy touch by Ite Towns. He just got it wrong, Lesiotis.
And that kind of created the avenue for the challenge to come in, and it's the first booking of the evening going to Anthony Lesiotis. It's a game that referee Bavkar has been able to let flow.
You saw a two-man stand over a free kick so deep.
It's driven by Carpenter. I'm not sure they were, you're right, quite right, Mark. They were standing over it like as if they were sort of 25, 30 yards out, and they're on the halfway line.
The worst free kicks I've ever seen, to be fair.
So a couple of bloopers to get us started. Well, it's a well-connected volley from Collins, but there's no one there on the end of it except for Jack Gibson. As we said, their last meeting, such a memorable occasion, particularly if you're an Avondale fan. It was one that Heidelberg wanted to forget. It cost them the Premier's plate last season. Bourgeois had got the ball rolling on 33 minutes in that one, and a George Ott penalty on 53 minutes, and a Valentini winner in the 90th minute there to get all 3 points after Ben Collins had been sent off for a handball.
Similar style of game. Heidelberg dominated that first half in Avenger Park last season. I know it's two very different teams this year. That second half exploded, expecting fireworks tonight as well in the second half. So all it's going to take is a goal from either one of these sides, and this game's really going to come to life.
So they split the points last year, of course. The match played here 25th of April last year. 3-1 winners were the Burgers. McGowan fires his first shot of the evening. He wanted the corner, but Adam Bavkar says there was no touch from an Avondale defender as the children scrap for the ball over the back of the bund behind the goal like seagulls at Amy Park.
It's not a bad hit from McGowan. Wasn't that far off.
I was still rising as it went past the goal too. got the children have thrown the ball back, so the spare ball from the fourth official, Jerry Constandellis, is not required. Headed by Fulton.
Avondale's a bandit playing out from the back from these goal kicks. That's why I just think George Ott needs to come into the game now.
Valentini with the shot saved and just past the post again. Sousa at full stretch for the first time tonight. Well, Avondale, they haven't had too many good looks. That's as close as they've come.
It just comes out of nothing. Really quick throw in. Theo was just caught 2v1 there. Gave Valentini the space.
It was Max Green that had the chance at the far post. It's gone from one end to the other at breakneck speed here. Flashes across the penalty area. Max Green doing the defensive work, who had the chance a moment ago. Fulton. Still he goes, Fletcher Fulton, trying to find Lesiotis. He's trying to pick out Shockdow. Was repelled away by that Avondale defence. Well played by Emlyn Wellsmore. Just about found Trycheski ahead of him. Lesiotis, I say left lean, having his shirt tugged, but he still won the ball anyway. Now here's Lesiotis switching to McGowan. Excellent first touch. Yokokawa, can he find space? Oh, was he brought down by Flotman? What's the decision here from Adam Babkar? Oh, a key moment in this game. Flotman commits the foul. Yokokawa goes to the floor. And it's a penalty to Heidelberg. Let's have a look at that one again. Do you agree with the decision, Mark?
Yeah, he's definitely caught him there. No ball at all. Clumsy foul by Flotman inside the area. Wasn't really going anywhere, was he?
No, it's a little bit static in the time. Flotman, who's been good tonight.
Yeah, it's a clumsy foul inside the area.
Adam Babkar seemed to have a long think about it, but he didn't really have any option but to give it.
He's probably waiting for confirmation from his assistant referee, who probably had a better view than he did. We had a great view from our angle. I thought it was a penalty straight away.
It's going to be Anthony Lesiotis. He's got one goal in the league so far this season and one in the Cup in their win over Malvern City. So he's for his third in all comps and second in the league. There's plenty of Burgers fans here ready to cheer this one in. As Lesiotis faces the tall figure of Jack Gibson. It's Anthony Lesiotis. And he brings the crowd to their feet here. They've had to wait a long time tonight for the Burgers to finally break the deadlock. But the home fans are in raptures here as Heidelberg finally find the back of the Avondale net. It's 1-0 to the Burgers.
Well taken penalty by Lesiotis. Found that right in the corner. Probably deserved to take the lead, but Avondale will be disappointed to concede like that. The positive start to the second half of the opening 5 minutes.
Going on behind the play, Avondale looked like they tried to take a kick off while Heidelberg was celebrating. Towns has got the ball in the 18-yard box with no defenders. Surely he wasn't going to try and tuck that one home and claim a rare goal for himself. He doesn't score too many. That would have been a little bit too easy. But it was Lesiotis that made it look all too easy against Jack Gibson there. Well taken spot kick.
They're still protesting this penalty decision, the Avondale bench. Much like those melees on the goal line clearances, I just love to see a penalty given and the opposing team just not complain about it. It's a stonewall penalty. I don't know what issue they've got about it. One of the most clearest penalties you'll see.
So that Avondale defence finally unlocked. It was Flotman bringing down Yokokawa. The specialist from the spot, Lesiotis, went for that bottom left corner and precision and power, put it away past Gibson. So Avondale have got to go for it now, and Fleet's going to get back and clear this one into touch over near the DJ decks over there.
I mean, what Heidelberg were lucky that Wellsmore didn't get his head up and saw Carpenter with all that space. McGowan tucked right into the centre of the pitch. Carpenter had a lot of room to work with.
Well, it was only moments before the penalty award that Avondale had their best chance of the game, really, bringing Souza into a full-length dive, and Green lurking at the far post couldn't steer it home. It was only probably a couple of minutes later that Avondale found themselves conceding the penalty kick.
Interesting to see how Heidelberg managed the rest of the game now. Been so good last year at getting themselves into these 1-0 leads and then just being able to shut the game out. I've only seen it once this season where they've been able to do that comfortably against Preston away. They've got that lead and then just shut the game down.
It's a familiar scenario to the last time these sides met. Heidelberg taking the lead. Avondale with work to do, but they were able to come from behind to beat Heidelberg in their last fixture. But it's going to take some doing tonight. They've been well organised defensively, Heidelberg.
This was a heavy tackle from behind there.
Anthony Theo limping away from the scene of the crime. Headed by Wellsmore. Green's forced to go backward. Clever pass by Reid. He picked out Carpenter. If that was his intention, that was precision perfect.
Not a bad ball from Carpenter either. Just a little bit too much juice on it.
Collins. It's picked off by Green. In fact, it was Muir. Now here's Flotman. So some of the defensive players just a couple of pegs further up the park than they might have been. Disappointing delivery from Carpenter. Hasn't really had the imprint on the game that he would have liked.
Fair, doing a good job on him.
Trycheski. Just gone a little bit scrappy for the moment. Humbert. Duarte. McGowan doesn't quite reach it to him, but it does eventually. Choctow's in space. It's 3v3 here. He can hit them, Choctow. Launches this one. Oh, and it's just past the post again for Heidelberg. It's taken a touch. As Matt Reid celebrates the block like he's scored a goal. They've conceded the corner here.
Your thoughts on those celebrations by defenders in those situations, Steve?
You've got to make the most of the little wins when they happen.
I dare say you're just doing your job as a defender.
So the tall timber for Heidelberg is all lining up at the back post. Choctow to deliver this one there. Doesn't get past the first man, but Avondale having some problems clearing their lines. It's still bouncing around in the penalty area. Avondale have got to get this away, only as far as Humbert though. He's got space for the cross. He hangs it up to the back post. Duarte gets it back across the face. It's away by Flotman. Duarte, he can take this on the volley. Yokikawa, good first touch. Oh, good block as well. Flotman and Muir sliding in to close down the angles. A little bit scrappy here. Avondale just had to hang on as best they could. They're flying by the seat of their pants here as they're already a goal down. They don't want to concede a second in scrappy circumstances like that one, Mark.
Yeah, just Ben Collins did well in that situation, but he hasn't pulled up too well. So, holding at his knee behind the play there.
And Collins is trying to get back to position.
Must have listened to your commentary about calling him Cruyff in that first half. He's taking it literally. It's a little bit of pain though. He's still clutching at that knee.
He's feeling that left knee. And then meanwhile, looks like his central defensive partner, Lethlean, sucking in the big ones too. Lethlean sits himself down on the turf, so there could be some problems here for the Burgers in their defence. The physio, Owain Morris, is also having to sort out a bit of an issue. Blood on the lip for Asahi Yokokawa. Well, it was such a tense scramble in the penalty area. There was always going to be casualties, and it looks like most of them are players in yellow shirts.
Yeah, it was a bit scrappy at that last minute of play, wasn't it? That ball could have easily ended up in the back of the net. Avondale really struggled to clear their lines. It's under the pump a little bit now.
Well, there was plenty of fight shown by both sets of players. It looked like we were watching a State League 3 or 4 match for a moment there, as no one could really clear the ball away. It's a new jersey for Asahi Yokokawa. Keep an eye on the ball though. Collins has recovered. He's heading this one away. McGowan. Change of pace to get past Carpenter was good. He's forced to go backwards. You heard a voice, and it was that of Anthony Theo.
Good start to the second half for McGowan. He's been really involved.
It's like first change is in the offing for Jonathan Germano. Looks like Murray's the player who's ready to go. Well played by Anthony Theo again. I was saying in the first half, he's a player who's playing high on confidence. He's starting to look like Jamal Ali of Heidelberg in the right back position last year, as he's played that pass and he's continued his run right up until the final third. Fully committed was Lethlean. McGowan switching the players as plumes of souvlaki smoke and the smell of the roast meat and charcoal is coming across the ground and making everyone hungry up here. Choctaw trying to throw the dummies at Wellsmore, who was alert to the danger and forces Heidelberg to go back. So that change is about to happen as Murray's ready to go. Oh, what's the decision here? Free kick to Heidelberg. Lesiotis down on the turf.
There's a strong souvlaki scent wafting through the air, isn't it?
It's just picked up since the halftime interval. They might have almost sold out at halftime, and they've had to restock. And I hope they're not burning anything over there, but it's certainly, we might need to get over there after the full-time whistle mark. But we will see a change now, and it's the one that you mentioned might have been the player that might have been due to come off, which was Yite Towns, who, lacking a bit of match touch and match fitness, is off. We thought we might have seen George Ott, though. Instead it's Sita Murray.
Yeah, it's strange that Ott isn't coming on. But probably a performance that Yite Towns will want to forget pretty quickly. You can tell he hasn't played football for a few weeks. Not the best performance by him. Just looked very rusty, didn't he? A lot of heavy touches out there.
It was like the game was going fast forward for him and normal speed for others around him at certain times. We know the quality that Yite Towns possesses, and I'm sure he'll be better for the run tonight. So 200 games experience in NPL Victoria. He knows a thing or two about this competition. Well, a bad turnover here. Murray, the sub, has lost it, and Girarte probably should have made something better of that opportunity.
He pulled the trigger a bit too early. Those players making good runs. Just need to slot one of them through.
Fornaroli dropping deep to try and get things going here. Bit of space for Carpenter. He's got Valentini ahead of him. It's Carpenter with a wonder strike. Unbelievable stuff. If you thought his goal last week was good, have a look at that.
My word, what a goal from Blake Carpenter. That's goal of the season right there.
Well, Blake Carpenter wouldn't have hit a ball in his life as good as that. He struck that one right through the screws, inside out swerve on that one. Yaron Souza is absolutely perplexed at what's just happened there.
Jeez, what a hit. You will not see a better goal this year than that one from Blake Carpenter. That was fully intentional as well. That's not a miss hit. He knew exactly what he was doing. That is a man that is in red-hot form, Steve.
Well, he had Valentini free ahead of him. He was going to play the ball down the line. He decided to ignore Valentini, who was thinking, well, what about me? And then next thing you know, absolutely leathered by Avondale's left back. And suddenly we've got a 1-1 game. We're back in parity here.
What a hit.
Bit of a scrap going on right in front of their broadcast vision here. Valentini not happy with McGowan, and he's going to be showing the yellow card for his troubles here. Stefan Valentini goes into the book. I don't think I've seen a hit like that at a ground live.
From absolutely nothing.
Right out of the top drawer from Blake Carpenter. He really hasn't had much impact on the game at all tonight, and he just rips out the most incredible strike.
My God.
That's a goal that's going to be replayed over and over again.
It just seems surreal as he hit it. There's no way is that going to go in.
It's flying through the air. It was like the Jabalani at the 2010 World Cup or something. It defied gravity. It defied physics. And Yaron Souza, with so much distance to get a clear sight of it, still had no chance to get near it. It's incredible.
No one's saving that. Credit to Blake Carpenter. He's taken his game to another level this season. He's been around for quite some time in NPL Victoria. Struggled last season with injury and to find his place in the team. And Dan Edwards had taken his place in that starting 11, but he's really taken his game to another level this season. His defensive work has been very good for starters, and he's an outlet to goal as well.
His mate's back in South Australia, Campbelltown City, where he played some good football before coming across here to Dandy Thunder, and now Avondale will be watching that one on repeat. What a goal. What a fantastic strike. Well, they might have played Yokokawa onside here, and here's Duarte. The ball flags up on the near side, so the ball has gone out of play across the byline. Avondale can breathe a sigh of relief.
Oh, Avondale find themselves back in the game. And really, Heidelberg had that chance. Duarte needed to slip someone in, and then from that transitional moment, works its way out to Carpenter, and then bang. And for all the chances and build-up play that Heidelberg have had, for Avondale to get back into the game from a wonder strike, we're going to build on that momentum now.
Just a real moment of individual brilliance, right when Avondale needed it most too.
That's the benefit of when you play a winger, convert a winger into a fullback. You know, he's still got those attacking instincts, Carpenter. Remember when he first came down to Victoria and Daniel Thunder, he was a winger for them. This is up and about now, isn't he?
He's running about 3 feet above the ground at the moment as Blake Carpenter.
Interesting to see how Heidelberg react to that. You know, in pretty much cruise control.
I think we were just about to say before that went in, it's going to be hard to see a way for them to get back into this game, and now they find themselves back at 1-1. Choctaw and Lesiotis can combine here. It's away by Reed. In body position to get it away. Green's just smashing it against the ankles of Fulton to get it out of play for a goal kick.
It's funny, that goal like that can really, you know, rally the troops and give everyone around you a lift as well. I feel like Superman now, Blake Carpenter. Everything he touches seems to turn to gold at the moment.
14 for Avondale. Could well and truly be wearing a cape after a strike like that. Here's Trycheski. All right. Not sure if he even got a touch on that, but it doesn't matter because it finds Carpenter. He's going to loft it towards Fornaroli. That one not quite as effective, but from a similar position. Yes, that's about how far out he was when he hit that shot before.
So Steve probably should have had a shot instead of crossing the ball there. It's a better striker of the ball than a crosser.
Felt that he had to honour the positioning there of the high-profile striker and Bruno Fornaroli.
I'll tell you what, these goals that he's scoring at the moment, you're really going to second-guess yourself as a goalkeeper. You know, you can't be safe when he's on the ball, no matter where he is on the pitch.
So that's his third of the season. 2 goals from direct free kicks. Last week's was a stunner. This week's goal from open play, even better.
Must have been a bit gnarly that he didn't get the goal of the week last week. It's going to take something out of this world to take that away from him.
He'll be feeling hard done by if he doesn't get a goal of the week this week. Here he is again. Blake Carpenter, the game's most recent goal scorer of one for the all-time highlights reel. Work rate from Anthony Theo.
Chased him all the way back.
Another change incoming for both sides. Marcus Verkranis is ready to go for Avondale. Max Pacetto, the scorer of that key goal in last year's grand final, ready to come on for the Burgers. Nakakawa trying to pick out Humbert, who's the most advanced player for the Burgers at the moment. Really well marshalled by Flotman. He might have shown too much of the ball, though. Humbert. There's McGowan. Plenty of intensity from the boys in Royal Blue. It's a classic Fornaroli move. We've seen that in the A-League many a time. And he wins the free kick right into the nose of Adam Babkar. We'll get a chance for those 2 changes now. So it's Chocdow whose race has run for the Burgers. So we're like for like out on the flank. Max Pacetto gets his chance to get some minutes. He got on late last week out at Fraser Eyes in the win against Georgies. And it's Marcus Verkranis coming on for Jonathan Germano's side, the 22-year-old American-born former Brisbane Roar player, came through the LA Galaxy Academy from 14 years of age. Never made a first-team appearance for the Galaxy. Played for a few smaller clubs around there in California and now finds himself here in NPL Victoria. So yet another recruit in the off-season for Germano's side. He's a big lad too.
That's Matt Reed's light done. Must have got a knock. He's having a good game, Matt Reed.
He's been throwing himself at everything. He's been busy.
Yeah. Just can't seem to get a consistent run, any Matt Reed.
No, Matt Reed only managed the 13 games last year. He was on track. He's probably still on track to eclipse that this year. He's featured in all, if not most of the games so far this season. So Marcus Verkranis, the defender, straight in for Reed, like for like in central defence, like for both changes by their respective coaches in that substitution window. Took a while to make those switches too, actually.
Yeah.
Tactical pause in the game for players to get their breath back and make another charge for the last 20 minutes, which we have to go here if you include the expected amount of added time at the end. Otis has kicked that one straight towards the assistant referee. Leftley gets across to keep it in. Is the first involvement from Max Pacetto.
They've really stepped up their press in the second half, Avondale. As I mentioned them in the first half, they were sitting off and you could see they've had a bit of joy pressing Avondale. Heidelberg's defensive line He made some turnovers in those areas.
Up the field by Collins. Cut off by Carpenter.
Again, another turnover from Heidelberg from the Avondale press.
Avondale have really started to try and swing the momentum their way. First day involvement for Marcus Verkranis off the bench.
They've been much better in the second half, Avondale.
Duarte putting the pressure on Flotman. Nervy moments here, though. Space for Humbert. And they're lining up here. Pacetto. Oh, the sliding challenge and the reaction save from Jack Gibson.
He's got a save from Gibson.
Second week in a row, a dramatic reaction save from the 195-centimetre shot stopper. He's turning out to be a great off-season signing. All of the Avondale coaches are up off their seat, yelling out instructions as they have to go and defend this corner kick.
Pacetto needed to hit that first time. That touch really just slowed down his momentum, allowed Jack Camille to come in with that last-ditch slide tackle. Some save from Gibson off Humbert.
Yeah, absolutely. And a good effort by Muir to get back in there and put the pressure on Pacetto, who thought he had a bit more time than he did.
He was too casual in that situation.
So Humbert with the set piece. He needs to get it up and over the first man. He does that. Left lean hangs in the air. Couldn't direct it goal bound. Theo back to goal, trying to get around Wellsmore, who's been defending in a solid manner all evening.
It's really good defending from Wellsmore.
So it's Anthony Theo with the throw, and Heidelberg have submitted the paper slip for another change, which is incoming.
Looks like a double sub coming up for Heidelberg.
Collins makes a bit of time for himself by sending Fornaroli for a hot dog just about there, and Carpenter's first touch was a good one, but his long diagonal volleyed pass was straight to Fulton. Here's Pacetto running at max green. Fresh legs, what can he muster up here? Gets it on the second bite of the cherry. So you're right, Mark, it is going to be a double change coming up for John Anastasiadis. As Carpenter heads that one into touch. Will we see the subs happen now? We will. So it's going to be Carlo Sullivan, the 26-year-old Irishman, getting his chance, and Joseph Lee, the 23-year-old New Zealander, coming on, and it's going to be McGowan and Theo, the two players coming off. So looks like O'Sullivan will slot into right back and Lee into the wide midfield role. O'Sullivan's first involvement to take the throw, and now he's going to try and get the cross in here, Carlo Sullivan. He hangs up the cross pretty well. Good body work by Wellsmore against Pacetto at the far post, and Wellsmore came away with it.
Such a good defender, Wellsmore. Always in the right position, great upper body strength.
He's just a no-fuss sort of player as well. He doesn't really crave the headlines or anything. He just gets the job done every week, and he was so good playing in the front three for Oakley when they had that great cup run in the Australia Cup. But he's shown his defensive qualities, particularly in the start of this season, and also during last year at Avondale, operating under Zocchi as a right back last year. Muir. Valentini looking for options ahead of him. The passing lane closed down for Fornaroli. Max Green was at full gusto there, but he couldn't find anyone in a blue shirt. Now here's Lesiotis. So just over 10 minutes of regulation time to go. The second half has gone past us quicker than the first.
They've lacked that intensity in this second half, Heidelberg. Just haven't had that same aggressiveness that they had in that first 45 minutes.
And number 19, Joseph Lee.
Of old and young fans in here enjoying themselves tonight. Great capacity crowd. Well, I wouldn't say not quite capacity, but a great crowd nonetheless.
Be far off from
probably
capacity.
A slight exaggeration. We've seen 11,000 people in this venue that time when Melbourne City was drawn to play here in the Australia Cup, or the FFA Cup as it was then, back in 2015.
Healthy crowd nonetheless, though.
Certainly been here and seen crowds a lot inferior to this one. That's clever from Valentini. All well read by Lesiotis. In fact, it's O'Sullivan, the sub. Same haircut as Lesiotis. Must have gone to the same barber.
Lesiotis is a stunt double.
Could come in handy if one of them's on a yellow card at some point. Fornaroli. Duarte and Joseph Lee getting forward. Gibson clears his lines. This time it is Lesiotis. Now Wellsmore. Well read by Lethlean. Now here's Bassetto. Yokikawa's ball inside. It's picked out well by Muir. He's got a bit of green grass ahead of him. He's the substitute Murray, and space now for Valentini. You can run it. O'Sullivan slips it in for Murray, who's made an intelligent run into the box. He draws Lethlean out of the central area. Nervy moments here for Heidelberg. And they concede the corner kick.
The main difference for Avondale in the second half is just abandoning playing those goal kicks out from the back and just going more direct. Bypassing that Heidelberg press has really nullified that threat that was key for Heidelberg in that opening 45 minutes. The quick ball movement when they do get in the attacking third, Avondale.
So there's two plays to go and stand over the corner kick, Tryncheski and Carpenter. Tryncheski can try and supply the cross in now, well away Lethlean. Not the first time we've said that tonight. Wellsmore can shoot from distance. It's a bit of a worm burner, but it was causing Souza to be going at full stretch, and it's just taken a touch off one of the Heidelberg players on the way through. So another chance from the corner kick here for Avondale to try and swing this one in from in front of the players' race. Tryncheski goes direct this time at the back post area. It's away by Yokikawa in that number 30 jersey that he's wearing due to a bloodied mouth earlier in this second half to change his top. Speaking of tops as well, the Heidelberg warm-up kits tonight, the white MND jerseys will be put up online and auctioned off, so you can get on Match-Worn Shirt. It's a website, Match-Worn Shirt, and pick one of those up to raise money for the MND Victoria charity.
Beautiful segue there, Steve. It's professional.
Here's Wellsmore. Good header by Flotman, climbing above O'Sullivan. Lee. And O'Sullivan, the two substitutes combining on the right-hand side for Heidelberg. Oh, well played by Collins.
That is superb defending from Collins.
It's almost like the go-go gadget legs there from Collins. They telescopic extension capabilities here. Look at Bassetto showing a clean pair of heels to that Avondale defence, at least for a moment, before he lost possession. Humbert, who keeps finding good little pockets of space. Can he pull the trigger here? He cuts it back. Fulton's there. Well blocked by Muir. Threw himself at it. Did really well, the West Aussie, to block the shot of the Tasmanian.
Needed to back himself, Humbert there. Created the space for himself to have that shot on goal, but just didn't pull the trigger. There's no need to cut it back. There was more pressure when he cut it back.
He keeps picking up those really good bits of space. Collins is going to go in the book here for that challenge on Fornaroli. That's an easy decision for Adam Bavkar.
He's not happy about it, Fornaroli.
So George Ott is being readied. He's getting some instructions from the coaching staff from Avondale. Jacket is off, so the big New Zealander's ready to come on. Ball into the box. Flotman rising high. It falls almost to Valentini. It's away by Humbert, but straight to Carpenter, who can score from this sort of range, as we saw not too long ago. Valentini. O'Sullivan across to clear the danger. Well played by the Irishman.
It's been very good since he's come on, O'Sullivan.
They've had to call on him a few times for those key defensive moments, O'Sullivan. He hasn't been on for that long. So George Ott is the player ready to come on. We'll try and see who's going to be come off, but I think Avondale, they fancy themselves at going in for the kill here. You can see the body language coming from the technical area to our left.
I feel like the momentum's with them at the moment.
The long throw was aimed at Flotman from Green. He looked to try and flick it on, but he had a wall of yellow behind him, so it came back out. In again by Green. It was the full extension by left lean and then Collins to try and clear it away. Trajewski on the volley, trying to dip that one under the crossbar, but it was always going wide of Souza's goal. We'll get that change now. Avondale, they're going to try and throw the kitchen sink at this Heidelberg defence now. It was Heidelberg that started this match, the first half of this match, much better. Plenty of chances that they might rue that they didn't make the most of. And that's the boy who's come down from Canberra who's sacrificed, Max Green. He's had a pretty solid game.
Yeah, I think just a bit of change of shape now, really going for it, back to what they've been playing for a number of weeks now, Avondale. Murray go out on that right-hand side.
Here goes Murray now. To find Ott. He's got on the score sheet last week. Good body work by Collins, who wanted the free kick, but there was nothing doing according to Adam Bavkar, and they'll get the corner kick opportunity here again, Avondale.
Jeez, what a headache that is for Heidelberg to have George Ott come on for the last 5 minutes of the game.
A real headache for John Anastasiadis and Savas Patinkis and the Heidelberg coaching staff, but a tremendous asset for Jonathan Germano. So George Ott, he's been tightly watched at the back post there. Plenty of height in there for Avondale. In it comes, good delivery. Valentini threw himself at it, trying to direct that header at the top left corner. Got a reasonable piece of it.
Yeah, it was always going away from him, though.
He had to sort of contort his neck as it was almost behind him as it came in. He did well to get it as close as he did. Collins looking for Bassetto. The header was by Murray. For Kranis, Wellsmore, and Murray, who's been a bit of a live wire. He had one errant touch when he first came on that could have been costly, but he's really come into his own in the last 15 minutes or so, and Valentini's making the run that's not been timed to perfection.
Been really good at picking up the second balls in this second half as well, Avondale. Jacob Muir, obviously, the heartbeat of that midfield tonight.
So it looks like for Avondale, we'll just say Ott's in the 10 role. They've moved Murray out to the right-hand side and Valentini on the left at the moment.
Yeah, out of position. I'd say when they're attacking, Ott will be right up alongside Fornaroli.
A good header by Wellsmore and by Trajewski. Away by O'Sullivan. Kranis won the header, but it breaks for Duarte. Options here for Bassetto. Another good challenge. Wellsmore. O'Sullivan, he's got Joseph Lee to his right. Carpenter to beat. Well blocked by the game's most recent goal scorer. Collins on the left peg. It's a long diagonal. Wellsmore gets his head on it yet again. Murray goes to ground. This is danger here. Humbert's got the opportunity, and Humbert takes the opportunity. Well, Heidelberg, you just can't write them off. Avondale had all the momentum. Humbert's had so many opportunities in this game to either lay off a key pass or take on the shot himself, and he took it on that time. And he knocks it past Gibson. And Heidelberg are in the box seat now to steal this one when it looked like it could have been going the other way.
It's a goal from absolutely nothing. Sita Murray loses his footing. Then just had the Avondale defence on the back foot. It's a great touch back to Humbert. Well taken goal. We've seen him try this move a number of times tonight. Just a great flick on.
Yeah, it's Yokokawa. It's an amazing assist from Yokokawa.
Really intelligent flick on. It's fooled by that number 30 jersey there for a second, Steve. Well taken goal from Humbert. He's got himself into that position time and time again tonight. He's just had a number of shots blocked. But he's in the right position. Just not enough from either Fakanis or Flotman to come out and block that shot. Jake Kamua, a little bit of ball watching as well, got sucked into that. Should have defended that moment a bit better, Avondale. There was no pressure on Wellsmore even when he headed that ball up to himself, and then just took that slip from Murray to open up that space and allow Heidelberg in.
As soon as Murray went to ground, it really looked like a red alert situation for Avondale. Just giving the ball away in such a dangerous area. What can they offer in reply here? This is Wellsmore getting forward from right back. Does he win the free kick? He doesn't. He asked the question to Adam Babkar. Well, you can see the tension. John Anastasiadis is out of his seat, jumping around in front of us. Seen that too often there. For confirmation of how much added time there is. 4 minutes. It is 4 minutes. 5 minutes. That was held up when the players went back to the middle for the kickoff. We were watching that replay of that goal. So 5 minutes it is. 16 shots, 16 attempts on goal by Heidelberg, and the pressure is eventually told on Avondale, despite Avondale having the momentum late in this game. But there's still time for the Avengers to get something back. Quick thinking from Fornaroli, but he was never really going to beat Yaron Souza from there.
Would have if he got the right connection to it.
Well, he's a player capable of the spectacular. So 2 minutes of that, added 5 have elapsed. So we get close to last roll of the dice time for Avondale. We will have Ange Goudzoulis out on the pitch to present the winners of this match with a special trophy to recognise this match played out for MND Victoria tonight. Sullivan gets it down the line, headed by Carpenter. Forward by Lethlean. Duarte. Space for Joseph Lee, the substitute. Drives into the box. He's going to win his side. A very handy corner here because they can just take their time.
Yeah, I don't think they'll be in a rush to take this one. This is the only time I'll deem it acceptable to play a short corner, Steve.
Well, you can tell it's not going into the box because you look into the middle of the area and I'm only seeing blue shirts and Jack Gibson, and that's about it. Joseph Lee is just in there as a decoy man. Eventually goes out off Humbert, so Carpenter can launch this one as far as he can down the field. Headed by Basetto is useful for Heidelberg. Yokokawa, Basetto again. That's the decision here. It is goal kick, so Yokokawa was theatrically gone to ground. Gibson says, get out of my way.
Very intelligently goes to ground. Just allowed Heidelberg to regain their shape.
Gibson just puts his foot through that one. It's a key duel one. It was hot contesting with Lethlean, and Lethlean won the header. Defensive work by Basetto. Johnny A just standing up on the touchline. Everyone behind the ball, thanks, boys.
He was right at every pass.
Carpenter has got space for the cross. Straight to Collins. Will that be the last roll of the dice for Avondale? Flotman under pressure. He might win the free kick from Duarte. Duarte is just conveniently having a bit of a problem with the gravitational forces of the earth here at the moment over the top of the football, Mark.
He finds himself in Adam Bafkar's...
He does get a yellow ticket for his troubles there, Adam Babkar, without much choice.
You can tell Johnny Anastasiadis seen this story before this season and hasn't liked the ending.
Sousa with the punch, he goes to ground and he gets the free kick and he celebrates like he's just tucks one in the back of the net himself.
It's a half-hearted foul there. He did get contact on the ball. Not the greatest contact in the world. That should just about do us, I think, Steve.
Well, the whistles that you can hear going around the grounds are certainly coming from the Heidelberg fans over in the eastern stand on the far side. They're beating their drum and pretty happy with the way things have panned out tonight. They were...
Jeez. I think that foul was about 30 yards behind where Sousa's taking that free kick from.
And that is full time. And it's a big, big win for the Burgers in a seesawing contest that saw Avondale look like they were coming home with a wet sail before Marcus Humbert popped up in the 89th minute, assisted by the intelligence of Asahi Yokokawa. Humbert tucked away a crucial goal, and that's what ends up separating the two sides after Blake Carpenter had scored what could well be the goal of the season to level things up when Avondale needed a bit of a spark. He stepped up and offered it duly. Lesiotis got the ball rolling after half-time with the first goal of the game. Yokokawa fouled in the penalty area by Flotman. Lesiotis having no troubles from 12 yards. It's a match that delivered a lot. It was a slow burn at times in the first half, but that second half was it was gripping, it was breathless, and there was a lot to talk about, Mark.
Yeah, big win for Heidelberg, really. I thought that they dominated that first half. Avondale worked their way back into the game. However, I don't think they dominated Heidelberg in that second half. Really, besides that wonder strike from Blake Carpenter, that didn't really create too many clear goal-scoring opportunities. Some half moments and shots from distance that had Sousa scrambling, but no real clear-cut chances that threatened. I think Heidelberg, on the balance of the whole 90 minutes, probably deserved to win that game in the end. If they took their chances in that first half, would have been a very different game, but nonetheless they stuck at it and found a way to win.
Yeah, Jonathan Camano certainly feeling hard done by as he has a little bit to say to Adam Babkar on the way off the field, but Avondale, they'll feel hard done by from a point of view of the fact that they were coming home with a wet sail in the second half, but on the balance of the 90, you have to say that Heidelberg, they created all those chances in the first half, but yes, they didn't put them away. Avondale could have punished them for that, but they weren't able to, and that's that quality of Heidelberg, like we often see in that second period of games. They're always scoring those late goals in that last 20 minutes, and we saw it again tonight.
Yeah, I saw them complaining on the sideline throughout the game. I think they need to go back and watch the footage, because the Flotman challenge was 100% penalty. There's no doubt, there's no question mark that it wasn't a penalty. He stuck his leg out. Yokokawa was going nowhere, didn't catch the ball, caught Yokokawa's leg, clear penalty. And then for the second goal, they were complaining that it was a foul on Murai. He said it was nowhere near Murai. He clearly lost his footing and slipped. You can clearly see it. So both those instances, they're completely wrong for having to go with Adam Bavkar, because I thought he got those decisions absolutely spot on. A bit of sour grapes there, but again, Heidelberg deserved those 3 points in the end. Persistence beats resistance sometimes.
And fitting in the end that we do get a winner, so that Ange Goutzoulis, who is out on the pitch now, is able to present a winner with the shield for this MND Cup match between Heidelberg and Avondale, and he'll be happy that he'll be able to present it to the captain of his old club, Ben Collins, who's being handed the trophy now for this contest. And a round of applause from both sets of players, and very well done to Heidelberg United Football Club for putting on this MND Victoria fundraiser match, and the involvement of Avondale as well, who raised $4,500 for the cause. Also Malvern City as well, another club who's been mentioned, who's been in for the cause, raising another $2,000 as well. So the players will pose together with arms around one another for photos now, as we'll wrap up here. That's all we've got time for. Heidelberg will go on and play in the Cup this week. They've got a Cup contest against Yarraville Glory, a trip to Mackay Reserve in State League 1, before they play Hume City, South Melbourne, probably a week in South Melbourne, and the Bentley Greens after that as their matches in the next month. Plenty to look forward to there for the Burgers.
Yeah, some interesting fixtures coming up for them.
And meanwhile, Avondale, they've already progressed in the Cup after their win. They'll play Georgie's at home next Saturday before they play Altona Magic and Hume City. So a bit of a kicker for Avondale tonight, but you fancy they'll be back and taking some points out of those 3 fixtures. Thanks for your company tonight on the live stream in the Senol NPL Victoria. Mark Ivkovic, it's been a pleasure as always.
As always, Steve.
And my name's Steve Curtin, signing off here from Olympic Village, where at full time in this Senol NPL Victoria men's round 10 match between 3rd and 4th, it is Heidelberg who get the win in this one, 2-1 over Avondale. Thanks for your company. Plenty more football coming away on the Senol NPL Victoria live stream. You can flick across to a couple of the games that are still going at the moment, particularly Oakley Cannons and the Bentley Greens. The latest starting game tonight, tomorrow, Caroline Springs George Cross against Altona Magic, and on Sunday, Melbourne City against Hume City out there in the southeast at Casey Fields. But for now, from Olympic Village, we'll sign off. Heidelberg United 2, Avondale 1. Thank you for your company tonight.